With a few months of the hockey season under our belts with viewings on hundreds of prospects across North America and Europe, we've been able to solidify a firm knowledge on most of the top prospects and rank them in terms of what each of them bring to the ice. And with so many prospects to follow, it's easy to say that some may fall through the cracks and never attain that massed following going into draft day, leaving them either as a late round pick or an undrafted prospect. And today, to give credit where credit is due, the team at DraftPro has compiled a list of prospects that we consider to be those hidden gems lurking in those hidden corners. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our diamonds in the rough. Let's kick things off with some Russian representation. Manning the point with CSKA Moscow's junior team, it's Artyom Barabosha. And if you're a fan of fast-paced, hard-hitting, ferocious hockey, you definitely want to keep a close eye on Barabosha. He is a hard-skating two-way defenseman that delivers a punishing physical game along the boards. He's got the pedal to the metal every shift and will make opposition pay the toll to get the puck in deep. And with an ability to take the puck in on his own and lace impressive stretch passes to teammates making a dash for goal, Barabosha screams to be a bountiful addition to teams' bottom four pairings. And then sticking with the blue liners, we arguably got the best name of the 2022 NHL Draft class, and that is Boston Buckburger, who is actually an overager entering this year's draft. Playing with the Brook Bandits in the AJHL, Buckburger is looking to cement himself as another high-caliber defenseman reigning from the small Albertan town, following in the footsteps of Corson Kuhlmans and Cale Makar. And not surprisingly, he's got a fair share of those two's qualities as well. With a smooth skating ability and a keen offensive awareness, Buckburger is a threat nearly anywhere within the opponent's defensive end.
And scores!
His passes are deadly accurate, and the same can be said about his shooting. In his own end, he may not be too physical, but that doesn't stop him from using a mature defensive stick to create turnovers and regain possession in the blink of an eye. Buckburger will suit up for the Wisconsin Badgers next season, hopefully with an NHL club behind his back. Rounding off the defensemen for now, we have Philip Nordberg, a massive-bodied left-handed D-man manning Solder Tollege's blue line at the J20 and Allsvenskan level. Nordberg is your prototypical shutdown D-man that naturally isn't being talked about by loads of scouts, but his game on the ice is tough to ignore when you're playing against him. To go along with his physical nature, he's got a booming shot that'll make defenders think twice before sacrificing their life to block it, and he shows a good understanding of the two-way game, but he can be a bit conservative at times while manning the point. His skating is strong for a defender of his size and can keep up with most of the smaller guys, but the potential around a guy like Nordberg, if he starts to round out and polish off his craft, he can be a real assertive defenseman at the next level. Now let's shave off about 8 inches of size and take a look at the highly intelligent and crafty Matthew Ward of the Swift Current Broncos in the WHL. Standing in at only 5'8" and weighing at 157 pounds, you may think Ward has it coming to him when it comes to being gritty, but Ward knows a thing or two on how to defend himself and be a little pest if he needs to be. But that's not the highlight of his game. Ward has a tremendous hockey sense and is a wizard with the puck on his blade. His playmaking is definitely his defining attribute, being able to sneak in difficult passes in tight spaces better than most can, but his shot has a disgusting release to it and he's not afraid to shoot from anywhere. In fact, for a guy of his stature, the pepper he's able to put on some of these shots probably catches a lot of goalies off guard. I can easily see Ward being a top scorer in the WHL in a few years down the line, especially with the extremely young and talented core that they already possess. And if we hop the pond and land in Czechia, we got Jiri Kulich, a name that won't be flying under the radar for much longer, we presume, especially after some time representing his country at the World Juniors. The overall hockey IQ on Kulich is what makes him stand out immediately and is probably what allows him to play with men at the pro level as a 17-year-old in the Extraliga. Kulich has sick mitts, telekinetic anticipation, and an elusive skating style. He's just as effective in the defensive end as he is anywhere else on the ice and is notorious for his neutral zone coverage and quick thinking. And with a pretty mature frame already coming in at 6 foot 175, he's able to protect the puck with vigor and get a steaming one-timer off every so often. Watch for Kulich not to just only rise in our rankings, but everyone's in the upcoming months. Following up Kulich, we got Michael Master Dominico, a Kirkland, Quebec native that mans the point in Lincoln, Nebraska for the hometown Stars. What sets apart Master Dominico from a majority of his competition is his poise and stability with or without the puck. He's by no means an offensive dynamo, but he knows how to keep the tempo going and knows when to kick things up a notch. He's got a potent shot and he's not afraid to release it from anywhere, often handcuffing goalies by catching them off guard with his unorthodox shooting habits. And with his solid frame, he's great at keeping offensive pressure at bay and forcing his opposition wide before pinching them off at the walls. Master Dominico was a highly touted QMJHL pick before deciding to take the college route, and was sometimes even discussed to have a higher upside than Tristan Leno. Another defenseman that abided to leave his home country for a better hockey opportunity is the Russian defender Pavel Mintiokov, a dirt nasty offensive defenseman that has taken control of the back end over in Saginaw. His elegant offensive approach is tied in with a poised defensive game to complement it. Simply put, he's just got Einstein-level IQ for every situation on the ice, it seems. Smooth skating, deceptive stick handling, electric release. What more can I say? Just let the highlights speak for themselves. Mintiokov's rap sheet is far from completed too, and there's still so much hockey for the raging Russian to play in the upcoming months. Mintiokov isn't our only Russian import on this list either. Let's set aside some time to chat about the London Knights import forward Ruslan Gazitsov. Gazitsov has a toolbox that lets him succeed in a variety of situations, but his skating separates him from the rest of the competition with the way he's able to fool defenders with a change of pace or use his agility to leave defenders looking stupid. And if you're looking for a good analogy to regard his size, he's built like a fire hydrant. Gazitsov can absorb contact like a machine and already does so at a professional level, with an underrated shot and a keen sense of creative playmaking while being hunted down by a fierce forecheck. Gazitsov may easily be a great candidate to take with a second-round pick. Our last feature from the OHL is another Austrian playing for the beloved 67s, and it's Vincent Rohrer, who has seamlessly plugged himself into the roster and is playing some quality minutes thanks to his fascinating stick handling and offensive mindset. He's immensely creative and can pull off difficult moves at high speeds and has a knack for getting in those high percentage areas to slot home the easy ones that speak magnitudes late in the game. He's come to North America with a motor, and he's showcasing that he's not just here for the experience. He wants to take his talents to the next level, and with the effort he's showing, he's projecting to become a middle six winger in our books once he reaches the next stage. I wonder who the next great Austrian Ottawa 67 is going to be. We're going to finish things off with two players working it out in Sweden, and first up to the plate, it's Oskar Pencer. Playing in the J18 division in Sweden as of now, he's not garnering as much attention as a majority of other Swedish products, but if you've peeked into some J18 stat sheets, Pencer is a difficult name to ignore. It's hard to believe that he's a defenseman with the production he's putting up for Frölunda's junior squad, scoring on his own accord seemingly at will sometimes. Pencer has been hyped up on his offensive tools for a while now, especially since his excellent performance in the famous TV Puck-In tournament as a 15-year-old in 2020. His offensive upside is truly immense when combined with his fluid stride and behemoth of a shot, but his two-way game still has some cracks that need to be filled. But it's widely accepted that his offensive game is far above his competition in the J18s, and he could be an absolute dime of a steal come draft night. And last but not least, reigning from Latvia, it's Sandisville Madness. This guy, I have no words for this guy. His shot is nonetheless psychotic. The drive he has towards goal, the picturesque release, the accuracy, good lord is it ever a treat to watch. It's no wonder this kid leads Lelea's J20 team in goals and points. He's got a strong first step and plays with emotion when he's in the offensive end. Unfortunately, the same cannot be entirely said about his overall two-way game, but this is a guy you want to make sure he's playing most of his minutes north of his own blue line, because his offensive abilities cannot be overlooked. What's not to like about a physically mature, hard skating, lethal scoring winger from the holy lands of Latvia? There's not much, and it's quite possible an SHL call-up could be in order down the line for a taste of professional action for Vilmanis. And there you have it. Our scouts have been working tirelessly to find guys like the ones listed above, and I think they've nailed it. Those first round picks are usually a given. The real work comes in when you find the hidden gems like the guys just mentioned. I hope you enjoyed, and leave us some of your diamonds in the rough in the comments below, and maybe stop by our website and pick up a copy of the 2022 draft preview as an insight into what our scouts and writers have been working on for the last 6 months. Links will be available in the description below. As for now, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.